Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of Ruthless Aggression Era podcast. As always, I'm your host, Mel Met, and alongside me is Mox and AA.
VWP, VWP, VWP. The VWP on RNA. What's up, everybody?
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, so this is going to be an interesting episode. Originally, we were going to do this on Ric Flair's book, To Be the Man. However, my library has decided to drop it from its catalog. I don't know why, but
Boo, library, boo.
so I'm going to go ahead and just skip to Vengeance 2004.
Do you still plan whenever you get a chance? Like if they get it back or something, do you still plan on reading the book? It's a pretty good book. Okay. It's Ric Flair. It's a pretty good book.
Mm-hmm.
The Nature Boy.
So
Vengeance
tonight's event is actually kind of funny because all three of us were here for Vengeance 2002. AA was here for 2003. Now all three of us are back again for Vengeance 2004.
Oh, that just dawned on me. We have a theme. Cool.
So I guess we can go ahead and start with the first match. I mean, there's not really too much to say. There's not really like a theme song for the show. The arena, it's pretty much the same as the previous year. There's really not much different that they did from it.
Yeah, there wasn't like an outside, if I recall right, outside like sponsored song. I want to say Jim Johnston just wrote a song and named it Vengeance or something.
Yeah, I think he did.
This was it Hartford, Connecticut?
Yeah, Hartford, Connecticut. WWE's backyard, so to speak. So the first match was Tajiri and Rhino versus Garrison Cade and Jonathan Coachman.
Oh, that had to be a fun match.
The feud that just won't die between
Oh.
Tajiri and Coach.
Oh,
This has been going on since Backlash.
There's too much Coach on the TV.
Why, Coach? Why? Just stay off TV, period.
I mean, announcing later in his career, whatever, but his wrestling, and yeah, this feud had been going on for a long time.
I think the only feud that was going on longer was Cena and Orton.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, there's not really much to say about it. Rhino is more or less a surprise partner for Tajiri.
Yeah.
And they would team together for the rest of the year, really.
Gore, 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 gore.
That was a interesting combination. Tajiri and Rhino. It was, like you say, it was a surprise, and then they stay together, but just one of those kind of random tag teams. This kind of wasn't really the normal formula of a match where you start off with a real like get the crowd into it kind of match.
Mm-hmm. Like this was pretty much a Raw match, is what it was.
Yeah, there was nothing. The match itself was to decent, but it's not normally how they'd kick off a pay-per-view.
No.
Oh, isn't the first match supposed to set the tone and the pace?
Yeah, it's supposed to get you excited for the rest of the night, and this did not do that. And whatever happened to Garrison Cade?
I don't think you want to know
Why?
because he ended up passing away just a couple years after he was released. I think it was like
Oh,
2010. So
yeah, I forgot he passed away. Shoot, I forgot. Yeah. Open mouth, insert foot. It's just a name I haven't heard of in a long time. What do you think of the match, Matt?
I mean, it was what it was. I mean, there's not really too much to say about it. It's just it was just a decent Raw match, but it didn't really need to be on a pay per view.
Yeah, it was my feelings as well. Um, who ended up getting the win? Wasn't it Tajiri and Rhino?
Yeah, to Jerry. Yeah, to Jerry gets a buzzsaw kick on Coach for the win.
Would have much rather seen Rhino give Coach a gore, like
I
just
mean, we did get a gore.
gore him out of the building, out of professional wrestling. But I digress. Not a great way to start off the pay per view, guys.
No, it wasn't. So the next match is Batista versus Chris Jericho.
See, this match is what I would have started the show with.
Same here. Because I actually thought this was a pretty good match for the most part.
Yeah, it was a good match. It was highly anticipated. It was two big names. Go just real quick on the Tajiri Rhino. That it's like I like somehow they did it by mistake. Like I know that's not possible, but I like maybe they thought they were still on the pre-show or something. Like, oh shit, I'm sorry. Oh shoot, we're live, pal. Oh crap. But I like the Batista Jericho match. This was this is Batista when he's in Evolution, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
and this is Chris Jericho during one of my favorite Chris Jericho times.
When isn't it a good Chris Jericho time? At least with
Yeah,
Chris Jericho, he kept updating as the years went by and keeping it fresh.
true. Chris Jericho time is all the time.
Y2J, Y2J.
And it's Batista and Jericho, so it's not going to be like a lot of like high flying oohs and ahs. It's just a good big guy, smaller kind of guy, kind of technical without all the moves. Although there's some, if I remember correctly, if it was this one, please don't make me look stupid. There was some controversy at the end of this match, but we'll talk about that when we talk about the ending.
Yeah, I mean it's just a typical like big man to little man match. I mean, there's not really too much to it, but I thought it was a pretty good match, all things considered.
Well, it's
Yeah.
better than to Jerry and Coachman.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. But that's a low bar. Yeah, and this is when I was really getting into Batista as well, and I know I might be on an island on this one, but I really love 2004. I almost called them the Authority. Evolution. And the whole Batista element that we would find out later. But it's a good, solid match. Who ended up winning? Oh, Matthew.
Batista ended up winning with a Batista bomb, but there was a bit of controversy because, and the camera doesn't quite catch it, thanks to Kevin Dunn, but there is some controversy as Jericho is able to get a foot on the ropes, but the referee doesn't see it. Shockingly enough, the referee for this match was not Nick Patrick.
I was going to ask. And Jericho ended up, I guess, towards the end of the match, having the walls applied onto Batista, Denny.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and then Batista got out and hit the Batista bomb.
And the ref failed to see Jericho's foot on the ropes.
Yeah, so that's which, like the ref, obviously, it was set up for the ref not to see, but like Matt said, the camera missed it. Like the whole point was for us to see the foot on the rope and the ref not see, and it ended up like nobody really saw. Like, they could have made it, plainer, like more visible than they did. But pretty good match. Maybe it definitely takes the bad taste out of the first match out of your mouth.
Yeah, definitely. So the next match is La Resistance versus Eugene and Ric Flair for the World Tag Team Championships. This match actually came about, I believe, like a couple weeks prior to the show, where Eugene was GM for a night and booked this match.
Oh yeah, because he was going to help Evolution.
Yeah, because like his office was like that. It's like one of those bounce houses that you get for like a birthday party.
Yes.
And the opening segment was a musical chair segment with Jericho, Tyson Tomko, Ric Flair, Stacy Keibler, Coach Tajiri.
Oh, I need to go back
Keibler,
and watch some
Jerry
old
Lawler.
Raws. Before we dive into the match too much, what are y'all's thoughts on Eugene, like the character? And
I love the character.
Yeah, I mean, it is probably one of the more controversial characters that they've done, but I think they handled him better than you would think they would.
yeah, yeah, I agree with that completely. Controversial, but it could have been a whole lot worse. And just like with the bounce house as his office and stuff, it provided some good laughs. The in ring, on the other hand, whew.
I don't know. I mean, I thought In Ring was pretty solid. I mean, it was what it was.
It's a shame they couldn't let Eugene show what he really could do in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, seeing that ties into some of the arguments in today's WWE of where people can do more, but it goes outside of the character they're trying to portray. If that makes sense, like it's
Yeah.
like, and you can't have crazy ass Eugene and all of a sudden become a straight man in the ring and do all this very excellent. It just wouldn't fit the character. What excuse me. What do you think of the match, Matt?
I honestly liked the match for what it was. I mean, it was pretty much a comedy match. Like Eugene pretty much imitates Ric Flair pretty much for the first half of the match. Flair comes in and is sort of like the partner in peril for most of the match. The end of the match comes where Eugene, for whatever reason, just goes completely insane, just attacking everybody. Like attacks the referee, attacks both members of La Resistance, gives them a stunner and a rock bottom. But yeah, I thought the match was entertaining. It was more so just kind of like a one big comedy spot,
Yeah,
but the match entertained me.
yeah, precisely. It was an entertaining match. Isn't that how the match ended? Is when he attacked the ref with the chair and got disqualified. Uh, Trying to do this off memory.
Yeah, he actually pushed the referee.
Or pushed the referee. Yeah, I got disqualified, and then he just went ape crap on
La
Lotus.
Resistance.
Yeah. Help me remember who were the two names in that team. Conway was one. I can't remember the other one.
It was Robert Conway and Sylvan Grenier.
Oh, Grenier. Yeah, okay. I would ask whatever happened to them, but I'm scared Matt's going to say something like, they died.
Wait, what?
I was going to ask whatever happened to them.
La Resistance?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Man,
I think Rob Conway's. I think Rob Conway is still working on the Indies.
yeah,
I think
I
he's
know.
doing some stuff with NWA right now. And I think he recently actually did a guest coach stint at the Performance Center not that long ago.
Yeah, I knew Conway was here and there. Grenier, I haven't heard about Grenier. Like I said, I couldn't even remember his name. I could remember Conway. I haven't heard about Grenier and probably since he got released. Anywho, yeah, just a fun, decent, fun comedy stuff. It gets better the next night on Raw, but just sticking to this was what it was kind of match.
Yeah, Sylvain Grenier also works on the independent scene as well. He was actually a French commentator for TNA for a bit.
I wasn't. Huh. Well, good on them for still working.
Dead air. Dead air.
So the next match, I don't know, Matt Hardy versus Kane
No
in a no DQ
disqualification.
match. And the reason I say I don't know about this is because the storyline going into this match was just the worst.
Remind me of this. Isn't what I think it is it?
What do you think it is?
Is this the Lido triangle stuff? I'm trying to.
Ding, ding, ding! We have a winner.
It was.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah, that was brutal.
Yeah, at this point, Lita is pregnant with Kane's demon seed.
Yo, god. God, no.
It's not my fault.
Okay, Schnitsky.
Well, that wasn't until a couple months after this, but So Matt Hardy just attacks Kane right out of the gate, uses a monitor on Kane. The rest of the match is just kind of middling action. The finish of the match comes where Lita comes in, kind of distracts Kane, and Matt Hardy hits Kane with a chair to steel steps to win the match. I mean, there really isn't that much to say about it. I feel like this should have been a lot more aggressive and
Oh
a
yeah.
lot more. It really should have been bigger than it actually was.
I mean, you have Kane, and we've seen some of the gimmick matches Kane has put on, like with Undertaker and stuff. And you have, half of Team Extreme with Matt Hardy, and then you even with Lita coming out later and it being a no DQ match. You, as bad as the storyline sucked, the build and all that leading up to it, like you still expected a lot more out of the match itself, and it fell way flat for the expectations of what could have been. Because I mean, it's you could have done a lot of stuff with Kane, to Kane and Kane doing stuff to Matt. I think um, the big thing was Hardy went for a twist of fate onto the table to Kane, and Kane just pushed him off into the security rail or something, or just pushed him
Yeah.
off the table. Like we didn't even get a table spot or anything.
Yeah, what happened is Kane countered that by pushing Hardy into the security wall. And then
Uh,
Kane retrieved the steel steps, but Lita distracted him, allowing Hardy to hit Kane with a steel chair to win the match.
like in a no disqualification match, in a steel chair is gonna win it. Yay! I mean, in Kane's defense, like Lita would distract me too.
She would, huh?
Yes.
So the next match is Randy Orton versus Edge for the Intercontinental Championship. And I'll be honest, this was the match I was looking the most forward to. And it's also the match that really disappointed me the most.
Yes.
Because I don't know if these two just did not click or if Edge was still kind of trying to play it safe due to his neck injury, because he had just come back from neck injury about a few months prior. I don't know what happened here, but this match is so boring. Nothing happens in this match. Like near the end, it starts to get good, but it's not worth like a 20-minute wait because this is one of the longest matches on the show. It's about 25 minutes. Like it is way longer than it needs to be.
20 minutes too long. And this is, 2004 Randy Orton. This isn't
Mm-hmm.
the Randy Orton that we know now that will take matches off. To some degree he did back then, but he was didn't do it quite as often and was usually on. And of course Edge is just Edge, one of the greatest ever. I mean, Orton is too, but Orton later got a reputation of literally taking matches off and not giving a crap. In 2004, and again, he was in Evolution. This was a different Randy Orton. This that we knew, later on in WWE. And I'm like you, everything was right there set up to have a classic. Might be a strong word, but to have a great match, and it failed to deliver in pretty much every aspect. Too long, nothing happened, too just boring. I would have loved 25 minutes of them going at it. Not like that though. And did you mention this was for the IC?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Edge won it with the spear.
Spear. So we have new IC title champion.
Yeah, and this is like a pretty lengthy reign for Randy Orton because Randy Orton held it for, I believe, 210 days. So he held it for about 7 months or so. And the last
Yeah.
person to hold the title for that long, or like a really long amount of time, was like, I believe, Ken Shamrock back in '98. And I think that just goes to show you just how much they would sort of just pass around the IC title like it was a joint on that Sunday show.
Yeah. Excuse me. But yeah, because he had the title. I forget which pay per view, but at the end of towards the end of 2003, and had it all the way up until um, Vengeance 2004, which was during the summer of 2004. June, July, something like that, 2004. So Evolution's so far not looking too hot in this pay per view.
And the next match is Molly Holly versus Victoria to determine the number one contender for the Raw Women's Championship.
WWE Women's
WWE Women's Championship.
Yeah. So Molly Holly comes in the ring wearing a strap on, so to speak.
Yeah,
A strap on wig.
I'm glad you clarified that.
we're all 12 on the inside.
Okay, Beavis. Okay, Butthead.
Fire, fire, fire.
So yeah, honestly, I actually thought this match was better than a WrestleMania match. Honestly,
Yeah. And again, this is, there's a lot of crap about this era of the women's division. But when Victoria, Molly Holly, like both really good workers. Molly Holly, really good worker. And they went out there and put on a good performance. And who was the women's champion at this time? Help me.
Trish Stratus.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So whoever wins this becomes number one contender to Trish Stratus' championship.
So yeah, Victoria ends up winning the match. It was a
With
pretty
a
good
super
match.
kick.
Super kick party.
And now we have come to the main event. It's Chris Benoit. Actually, I take that back. It's Triple H versus Eugene. Or sorry, Chris Benoit. Honest mistake. And so this storyline, what can you say about this storyline? Triple H pretty much is manipulating Eugene in order to win the world title.
It sounds like a typical Triple H routine.
Yes, that's precisely what it is, Matt. Triple H manipulating and pulling strings and stuff, and
It backfires.
I know the Jericho match was 25 minutes. Wasn't this one like over 30 minutes or something?
Yeah, it's just about 30 minutes. It's the longest match on the card. I mean, I'll at least say this. It's at least better than Edge and Randy Orton. Like, it's not as good as it probably could have been, but it's a good match for what it is.
I think adding Eugene into it would have made it seem a little more sloppy.
I think the Eugene angle is it kind of hurts this particular match a little bit. Not that the storyline isn't bad or anything. It's actually a really good storyline, but everyone in the crowd is pretty much expecting Eugene to interfere or something to happen. And I think that it kind of takes you out of the match a little bit.
Yeah, that's one of the worst things in wrestling, and especially when it was already bad enough, and then you kind of get in your head a little distracted from just the actual wrestling match because okay, when's Eugene gonna show up? And it takes away some of the joy of the match in and of itself. You just know it's gonna happen, and something's gonna happen. Eugene's gonna show up, and that's not a slight towards this match or Eugene. That's just
Yeah,
if it has
right.
any match that happens in.
So this match is actually pretty good for the most part. Like it is a bunch of grappling, but there are also some cool moves here. Like Benoit just straight up does like a suicide dive at one point.
Yeah,
It was like a sharpshooter on in there as well.
this was and I'll go ahead and say it like and I'm not going to get into anything else, but Chris Benoit, could bring it in the ring.
Yeah.
And I know Triple H gets a lot of flack for his style and the length of his matches and how he works his matches, but he to a degree got out of his quote unquote comfort zone of how his matches are usually structured for this. Yeah, it was still there, but there were some times where it wasn't just all that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty impressing myself with just doing this off of memory. Like I said, I watched this live, and then I watched it a couple years ago on the network.
Yeah, I just finished it like an hour or so ago.
See, that's why everything's. That's why I ask you, like, in case I'm misremembering something or.
You know who would also remember it?
Who's that?
Shadow.
Why? Why must you torture me?
Elmo didn't beat him up again, did he?
No.
Good. Poor Shadow
They've
doesn't need that.
they've fought, but nothing like it was the other night. Or like
Yeah.
a couple of VWPs
Elmo is
ago.
such a bully.
He just he's just tired of being bullied.
Shadow just wants to play, I'm sure.
Okay. And for the people that might be confused, I have a little Jack Russell Terrier, Elmo, weighs 2 pounds soaking wet, and he's like, how old is he now? 7? Yeah, 7. Be 7 in a couple months. And a 1-year-old Labrador Retriever mix. that weighs 120 pounds, but he's again only 1 year old, so he's in the puppy stage. Oh, and some of their fights are better than this card. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
so near the end of the match, Eugene does come down to the ring, gets up on the apron. Benoit just straight up knocks him down, and he gets a lot of boos for it.
Benoit does.
Even Jarrett said, like, oh, I'm not condoning the actions of Chris Benoit here.
But I'm saying Benoit got booed for knocking Eugene off the apron,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
yeah.
Didn't was that before or when did the ref bump happen? That's
It
when
was right before it.
oh yeah,
And
okay. That's when Eugene
Eugene
came out. Okay. I couldn't remember if Eugene was already out there when it happened or if it happened and then that's when Eugene came out. What'd you think? Did you watch this live in 2004?
I didn't watch it live in 2004, but I was aware that it happened.
Okay. So you knew going into it the outcome of this match? Or no?
Yeah, I knew about the storyline going in. I knew that Benoit had retained the title.
Okay.
I knew about the finish of it.
Okay. Because when Eugene, after the ref bump and Eugene comes out, like, oh crap. Here we go. But anyway, I'm sorry. Continue.
So the finish of the match comes where Benoit and Eugene are sort of like fighting over a chair, and Eugene accidentally clocks Triple H right in the head with a chair. And Benoit actually rolls up Triple H for the win. That's a unique finish.
Yes. When and you Triple H just kicks out of roll ups. Like there was no way watching it live, like expecting like, okay, he's gonna kick out and now we're gonna something else is gonna happen with this chair and Eugene and Triple H is gonna win the title back. Nope. Got him with a roll up.
Sometimes it's the simple moves that get you.
Yeah, but Triple H. And I say that for many reasons, not just Triple H, but him. Like, okay, yeah, let's go with that ending. I'll get rolled up, which I guess actually works better than actually losing to a finisher, where that way you can say, oh, it was I got hit in a chair and got rolled up, and like the Hill excuse, like where they look at a roll up as a not cheating, but sneak attack kind of. It's caught off guard. Pretty decent match. Went on way too long. Both times I watched it, like watching it live and knowing what I was getting in. Like, okay, strap in for 30 minutes. Even that felt like an hour. Like, oh, pretty good match. Just too long. But been well retained, and that makes it even worse of a night for Evolution.
Yeah. Like only Batista won his match. And even then, it wasn't without controversy.
Yes, like it was a bad night to be in Evolution. Do we talk about the Raw afterwards, or
If you want to.
You mean where
well,
Eugene goes around trying to make it all up to?
to Evolution?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if Matt does like a Raw reviews, or if that's going to be if we want to go ahead and cover some of the aftermath.
I mean, you can if you want to. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, well, I don't want to spoil anything for you. No, if you haven't seen it and you plan on watching it, up to you, dude. Your show.
It's fine with me.
Well, basically, I won't give the whole show away, but basically, evolution. Eugene trying to apologize profusely to all of Evolution, Rick, Batista, Randy, and Triple H, and they end up whooping his ass. Well, first, he gets sent to the office, Eric Bischoff. I'll just go ahead and tell this whole part of it real quick. Triple H tells Eugene to go to Eric Bischoff's office, and Eric Bischoff books a match between. Ow! Hold on, cramp in my finger. Between a match and between Eugene and Chris Benoit for later in the night. For the championship, and obviously, Benoit retains. And after the match, all of Evolution came out and beat the crap out of Eugene. Basically, and that one's I am just going off of my my mind. I want to say it was set up by Bischoff, and after the match, then he got destroyed because, like we said, they did not have a good night the night before. Actually, I'm gonna look something up real quick. Dun, 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 dun. Give me 1 second, man. Overall, what do you think of the pay per view overall?
I mean, it was okay, I guess. I mean, it wasn't great. It definitely felt like it actually felt a bit kind of like a No Way Out ish kind of pay per view in the sense that it does feel like they're just kind of killing some time until the next big four event, which in this case is SummerSlam. And that's what this show feels like. It does feel like they're sort of just kind of killing some time until SummerSlam. I mean, it's not an awful show. Like, it could have been so much worse. Like, I would say it's at least better than Great American Bash, which was the previous pay per view before this. It was just a very average pay per view. I thought.
You made me review a lot worse shows than this.
I mean, we can always review WWE Anthology.
Oh gosh, please. Oh, real quick. As long as you don't mind me going on about it. At the end of the Eugene Benoit match, is when Evolution came out and attacked both of them. I forgot that they attacked Benoit too. I knew they beat the crap out of Eugene, and uh, Regal comes out and he stopped by Evolution. He was trying to help. Oh, yeah. Speaking of SummerSlam, enjoy watching that.
I've actually seen it before, actually, not that long ago.
Oh, yeah, when you did the SummerSlam retros.
Yeah.
we actually get a Eugene Triple H match.
Yeah, we do.
Joy. Joy. Yeah, it wasn't a. I'm. You're saying a lot of words that I would have used to describe it to it. It's very filler. It does remind me of like a No Way Out thing, or it's definitely. It wasn't like I've seen a lot worse. I've watched a lot worse. I've reviewed a lot worse. Um, it's just one of those things that it happened. There's so much. It could have been a lot more. Um, Based on the some of the matchups. You know, either the matches themselves didn't live up to it, or the storylines leading up to the match just weren't there. They were there, unfortunately, but they were just very bad. Kane Matt Hardy, Kane Matt Hardy. Excuse
You don't have
me.
to be so subtle about it.
Oh, that was so. I mean, I don't even know why they're fighting over Lita. Everybody, Lita was mine. I don't even know who they think they were fighting over Lita. Professional wrestlers and their egos.
Are you saying that you would not fight for Rhea?
I shouldn't have had to since she was already mine. Is what I don't know what they were even fighting about. She was my girl. What was the point of the? I don't know what got in their heads thinking they were. She was. I don't know.
Well, that's the match at SummerSlam. A Till Death Do Us Part match, where the winner
Oh,
gets to marry Lita.
please, please, please let me review this with you. And I'll actually I know with your work schedule and stuff, I don't know when you're planning on doing
Yeah, because
the next.
next Friday I can't do it. I'm working, but hopefully the Friday after that I will be able to.
Unless
You
you
can be
already have
on it.
somebody.
I have one person that I want to be on. I don't know if he'll be able to, but since SummerSlam 2004 did take place in Canada, I think people might know who I'm talking about.
Uh-oh. Three's not enough. Five. Five.
Yeah,
Five.
yep.
That'd be cool. But yeah, if you can't get a host or a co-host or a guest, I mean, or if you just want me on, like I'd actually rewatch it, you know, the night before the day of the pod, and that way everything's fresh in my head again because 2000 SummerSlam 2004 is yeah, good times. It's got a Eugene Triple H match in it. Just let that sink in.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
explain
know
to me
people.
why that feud carried that long.
I mean, I was only for like a month or so.
Yeah.
That was a month or so too long.
Right, like it should have ended like the whole Eugene and the bouncy house Raw GM per day thing. That should it all should have ended in the Raw. I was just talking about the Raw after Vengeance with the beatdown, and then let's go separate ways instead of don't no now we're gonna do this, but they did. Spoiler alert. I don't think I'll be giving Eugene versus Triple H at SummerSlam a 5-star rating.
Oh, why not?
It didn't happen in the Tokyo Dome. And since people like letter grades and stuff on shows, um, probably for me, the overall show would be C minus, maybe a flat C, somewhere between C minus, C plus, but
So it would be a
nothing.
C.
Yeah, that's because some of the good stuff was pretty good. The Victoria Molly Holly was good. The funny stuff was pretty funny or entertaining. I don't know about funny, but the matches themselves weren't like just horrific. They were just kind of bland. It's like when I'm doing reviews in the daily, and this is food, and this was really good, but this was dry. This I'm talking about all one meal. This was undercooked or not seasoned. Like there's parts of it, but then that makes the grade fall. Like if there's one thing really bad on that plate, then that's going to drop the grade down for the entire plate. So yeah, I'd go with C. What about you, Matt?
I'll probably go and give it a D, maybe.
Dang, I thought I was being harsh. And I could see a D. That's why I went C minus at first. With Morris, my son in
That's what she
school.
said.
You hush. Yeah, you got to get that in there every time we podcast. But in his school, they don't do D's. It's just A, B, C, or F. So, and since you've made me review some literal F pay-per-views, this was not an F. Barely passing, barely, but not by much. What else, guys?
I think that might be it, actually. I think.
So hopefully in 2 weeks, new Ruthless Aggression podcast with old SummerSlam 2004. Nice.
Yeah, it won't be next Friday because I will be working, but
Yeah,
hopefully it will be the Friday after that, maybe.
I thought I said 2 Fridays. If not, my mistake.
So I think that just about does for this episode. Where can they find you guys at?
Hey,
What, huh?
where can they find you at?
Who, huh? Where? Find me? They can find me on Twitter at Lady Rashana. Find me at Cage Side Seat as Ambrose Alley. Or find me on Twitch at Violent Wrestling Podcast, no G.
They can find all three of us on Twitter with Violent Wrestling Podcast or Violent Wrestling with no G. Find me personally on Twitter at Fireman6809. On Cage Side Seats is Prince Moxley Lopez. I'm on. Oh my God, I'm embarrassed. Hey, what's my Twitch handle?
Mox_VWP.
Okay, thank you. I'm just completely went blank. Yes, you can find me on Twitch, Mox_VWP.
And you can find me on Twitter at Melmat15, also on KSLC, saying on the daily and the nightly. Next, in 2 weeks, hopefully, it'll be SummerSlam 2004. And we're also some of our fellow podcasts, Violent Wrestling Podcast, every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and possibly on Twitch.
Yeah, and our YouTube channel is really easy to find. We're the only one. Just hit that little search magnifying glass, type in Violent Wrestling Podcast, hit enter, and we're the only one that comes up, and you'll see Bloody John Moxley, aka Dean Ambrose. That is us. Give us a listen, click subscribe.
We also have Shooting the Breeze every Saturday morning with Taker's Minion and Mr. Dr. Zinju on Twitch as well. And Two Guys One Sport every Thursday nights. Whacked Out Wrestling every what is that?
They're switching it now, and I'm going to start being on there. I guess pretty much every week again. Thomas SK and I started it. I had to take a leave, and it's still going to be Thursdays, but the time is switched to 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central, 6:30 Pacific. So earlier start time, since we used to start real late at night. So guys can now tune in at a decent hour.
And there's also Fizzy's Wacky World of Wrestling. And I think that pretty much does it for the shoutouts. So that is all for Ruthless Aggression Era podcast this week. And we will see you all next time. See ya.
Thanks for having us.
It was great being here.
Peace.